on Twitter, and I wanted to get this out there. So it's not just the fact that the Russian collusion didn't exist. We had people like Chuck Schumer out there lying to the media because he knew full well that there was no investigation of Trump on this. Derek, you got it's the third one down, the Senator Grassley one. Let's play this track.
Well, we learned earlier this month from Mr. Comey himself that he had done exactly that. It wasn't a surprise to me because Mr. Comey had told me the same thing. I have to note something else here. Mr. Comey didn't just tell the president, Senator Feinstein, and me that the president was not under investigation. He had also told the Gang of Eight. Of course, the Gang of Eight includes Senate Minority Leader Senator Schumer. But even after Mr. Comey told the Gang of Eight that the president was not under investigation, the minority leader told the media that the president was under investigation. And of course, that further helped feed media hysteria. The majority leader even tried to say, or the minority leader even tried to say that the Senate shouldn't vote on the Supreme Court nomination because the president was under investigation. And the whole time, he knew it wasn't true. So media hysteria and baseless political attacks filled the vacuum left by Mr. Comey's failure to inform the public, to be transparent, to be accountable.
To be honest.
The odd thing about it is none of this fiasco had to happen. If Mr. Comey had just been transparent with the public, as I urged him to be, it could have been avoided. Unfortunately, now it looks like Mr. Comey and the media might be doing the same thing to Attorney General Sessions.
All right, so
it's like
there's your collusion, right?
The one thing that wasn't leaked.
Yeah.
You know, is that what Rubio said? The one thing Comey didn't leak was that Trump is not under investigation.
So let me ask this question, too. Isn't Marco Rubio in the Gang of Eight?
That's what I thought. You know, I'm sitting here listening to that. I always thought that was a media term, and now it sounds like an official Senate organization, like, you know, the Committee on Gang of Eight.
Yeah, it's just 8 senators.
I realize that.
But let me, and I'm going to blame Grassley here, too. He's telling us now, why didn't you, sir, let people know 4 months ago? I mean, if there are Republicans who knew this and said nothing, what is wrong with you?
If it was in closed session, and there may have been certain constraints about what could be released from,
but everything else
session.
Was already leaked.
I realize that.
If
but
everything's
it's
leaked,
a leak is a leak.
That one, the most important one, the one that allowed the media to continue this drumbeat all this time. What the hell is wrong with the Gang of Eight?
Certainly, Grassley's revealing what was said now. Then, so
yeah.
Okay.
So I just again, it goes to the point that you know what, James Comey is a political hack. That's all he is. You know, that's simple. Do we got somebody online? One? I don't see who it is yet. But anyways, I'm tired of the Republicans not standing up for this. And that includes that dirtbag John McCain, Tokyo John, Benedict McCain, whatever you want to call him, who's always out there bashing Trump. You know, that stuff has got to end.
Yeah. Yep.
So let's take a call from Cindy in Hazel Park. Cindy, welcome to the show.
Hi, good afternoon. I wanted to talk to you about the Alien Enemy and Friend Act of 1798.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, first, it was passed by the 5th United States Congress and signed into law by John Adams. And this was initiated by the Democrats. They wanted it to happen. And what it is that it allows the president to imprison and deport non-citizens who are deemed dangerous and from a hostile nation. And you can also imprison American citizens because they are making false statements that are critical of our federal government.
But that was found unconstitutional, was it not? Adams got in a lot of trouble for enforcing that, if I recall. That had to do with the French, right? It was primarily aimed at the French and their influence in...
Actually, it was because of the election, Thomas made some really harsh political statements against Adams, and that's why it came about. And I can't remember his name, Collender. He was imprisoned because he was a puppeteer that made slander remarks towards him for Adams, and he was imprisoned because of what he did.
Well, Cindy, that's awesome. I'm always amazed when we've got listeners who can call in and give us some historical fact, because it makes me feel stupid, frankly. But
I highly recommend the miniseries, the HBO miniseries, John Adams. That's
good.
Pops up in there.
Yeah, something to think about. Well, Cindy, thank you so much for that, for enlightening. And if you have more information on that, you can email me, Gary@thedailydrift.com. I'd love to know a little bit more about it myself. If I can educate myself on that, that'd be great.
Okay, will do.
Great. Thanks for the call. Let's take a call from Todd in Whitmore Lake. Todd, welcome to the show.
Hey, Todd.
Hey, guys, what's up?
What's going on, Todd?
Hey, nothing, just kind of hanging out. Putt golfing, going out and shooting, having a good old time before it rains.
Oh, there you go. So what do you got for us, Todd? You want to talk Russian collusion, eh?
Yeah, just for grins and giggles as far as it goes for what they're doing to Trump. If this is such a farce for what these folks in the commission have said with this investigation, why don't they just shut it down?
I think a lot of people would agree with you. I mean, yeah, here's what I was kind of hoping. When they picked Mueller, I wasn't fully aware of all his allegiances to the Democrats and whatnot.
Right.
I was kind of hoping that, he's going to get in and as special counsel, he's going to look at everything in a fair and unbiased manner. Obviously, he's not, because he's loading up his team with Democrat supporters, right? But it does hopefully reach the point where either Trump or Sessions or somebody else will put a collar on this dog. And if nothing else, appoint a second special prosecutor and unleash that dog.
On the first special prosecutor.
Or on Hillary and Lynch and Comey, and let's find out. And Obama.
Way, did you know that the Sanders family, he and his wife both are still under federal investigation
yes.
for Burlington University?
Yeah, we were going to get to that, but we didn't. Well, Todd, thanks for the call, man. I appreciate it.
What's that music?
Take care.
I hear music. Do you hear music?
The show's over. It's already.
Geez.
It's an hour. It's come and gone. You got something next week, bring it. Okay, folks, until next week, go to thedailydrift.com. It's the news you need to know. Stay informed and get active. Call your senators about getting the EMP, the grid hardened for EMPs. All right, see you next week.
Have a great week.